It's sort of a little bit odd to be going to the conference tournament, I think, tonight. And, our league being tipped off on Wednesday and Thursday this week, sort of, all those games that were crunched into one jam-packed conference schedule. It's going to put us on a national stage, be in Madison Square Garden. And, I think that'll be a good thing for the league once the games start to get tipped. It should be a very competitive conference tournament. Just looking at the league throughout the course of the season. And, our guys are excited to go. We had a great workout yesterday and anticipate having hopefully a good one again today. And, we really want to go there and be prepared to play as well as we can. We want to advance. So we're excited to get to New York.
Terry.
So one of our wise colleagues last week wanted to know if you'd rather be 6th or 7th. But now that you are 6th and you really don't know who you play, does that make it harder?
It doesn't. I think it really focuses in on you. And as a player or as a coach, when you get ready to have some time to prepare, sometimes the best preparation is just you going and playing, competing, working towards being a better player, being a better team, and focusing on the things that over the course of the season that you hope you have to be able to do well at this time of year. And part of that's energy, part of that's health and freshness, and part of it is just feeling really confident about who you are and what you do. So we've played Rutgers in Minnesota recently, so it isn't as if we caught them in December, way back early when. So we have a pretty good feel of playing their personnel and their team. Both teams will give us problems. And the good thing is I think with a late game, though, regardless of the circumstance, so you have some time to prepare your guys. It's not as if they play and then you wake up the next morning and you go at 12 noon. So we have some time to do it. But it's not really about the opponent anymore at this time of year. So much about this time of year is so much about you and how confident you are and how good you feel about what you're doing. And that's what we're trying to reach once we get to Thursday.
I guess for as awkward as it might be having a Big Ten tournament in New York City, it seems actually being able to play at the Garden would, I guess, maybe make up for that, just being in a non-Big Ten environment. What's the Garden like? Just playing basketball there as a coach, as a player. What is that kind of? And people kind of call it the Mecca. I mean, how do you kind of describe playing games at the Garden?
Well, you really have to experience it for you to kind of be able to explain it. I mean, number one, New York City at this time of year when March is coming around. There's not a better place to be in terms of the buzz of the media, the games at Madison Square Garden. It's a fantastic place to play. I can see why our commissioner and our league work so hard to be able to get in there. It's monumental to be able to play in Madison Square Garden, and being able to play a week early where you don't have to flip the channel to see what's going on in any other league. It should put all eyes on us this weekend. So I know there's some regular season finales coming up for some teams and whatnot, but we're going to have an opportunity for our league to showcase what is a tremendous league with great coaches and players. But it should be a lot of fun to be in Madison Square Garden.
All the projections have this being a 4-bid league into the NCAA tournament this year, and you talk about, I mean, where you think the league is. Does that surprise you when you hear that? Or does it surprise you when you hear that Nebraska, as a 13-win team, isn't locked into making the NCAA tournament?
Without question, without question. But I think, if you're in this long enough, you find out, the full body of work and resumes coming into conference play. I don't think our league probably did as well as some other leagues in the non-conference. That hurts you. But once you start to get into conference play as a coach, as you evaluate it, if Nebraska's not an NCAA tournament team, winning 13 conference games out of 18 in this league, winning as many as they did down the back 4 or 5 weeks of the schedule, it's kind of hard to say they're not one of the best teams in the country that doesn't deserve to be in. And I think they should be in. I think that Penn State probably had a shot there for a while, and they have maybe a little bit more work to do. But there's clearly some teams that can make a run in the tournament and help our conference. But Michigan State, Purdue, they're on the 1 line, 2 line. Ohio State's right up there, probably in the top 4 lines without question. If you have those 3 teams in your league, you look at how Michigan's playing right now. You know, Michigan may be playing as well as anybody in the league, and you know, I feel like they're going to be a tough out. I mean, there's some teams in our league, to be quite honest with you. If you said, you know, the Sweet 16, you get the Big Ten put 3 or 4 in there, would you be surprised? No. And you know, it's a great league. It's got great coaches. In this day and age, I guess resumes from November on mean a lot. But it is a little surprising that when you're in our conference, not to have 7, 8 teams being talked about as being in. So hopefully some teams will step up this week and do a good job, and you know, hopefully we'll get as many teams as we can get in.
Having the layoff since Friday and almost a week, I think it's the longest layoff y'all have had in a while now. Are there maybe guys that in particular you've seen really respond to having a little bit more time, as you said, to focus on yourselves?
A couple of days off, you know, I think that was really big. You know, we were beat up. I know every team in the league, as we finished, was going down some type of stretch, but we were an exhausted group, you know, not so much as physically, but mentally as well. It was a hard grind, man, to get through January and February. So taking the weekend off and then watching us practice yesterday was kind of funny. We had a great balance. We had guys that were, you know, excited to be in the gym working again. Just amazing sometimes when you have a couple days off just to reboot physically and mentally. And you know, today should be another opportunity to work, and then we travel. So once we get to New York, you know, I think once we get to New York, we'll start to really focus in on what we have to do to be ready on Thursday. But definitely some time needed.
You talked about focusing on yourself. I mean, where do you think this team is right now going into the next thing?
We're in a good place. This team's been unique all year. There's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been some disappointments along the way, but there's always been constant improvement. There's never been a time where our team has taken a step back, you know, throughout the course of taking some punches along the way. And you know, to me, our team has improved as much as any in the conference, you know, over the last 6 weeks. And you know, I think we're moving into this postseason hungry to play. I think these guys like playing with one another. I think they've enjoyed sort of the grind, and it doesn't feel like a team that's, you know, on a negative. You know, so many times this year you really have a dead team. You have a team that doesn't want to be around, or you have a team that's excited to play. And I feel our team is excited to play.
Over the weekend, a couple of stories came out regarding the FBI investigation. One regarding your brother. Have you spoken to Sean since the story came out on ESPN?
Yeah, I've spoken to Sean quite a bit, and our conversations are about our family more than anything. And you know, what's going on at Arizona and what's going on in college basketball in general is something that you know, really wasn't the topic of conversation for us. I don't think that you grew up in our house with our family and, you know, consume yourself with what's going on in a basketball perspective when something like this is going on. So it's been hard on a lot of people. Move on the best you can. You know, for me, you know, I have a job to do here, and that's sort of where I'm at. That's how I sort of go about my business. But when it comes to Sean, yeah, we'll communicate hopefully as much as we possibly can, and it doesn't really revolve a whole lot around anything other than us.
Is the investigation, the talk of it, is it mentioned at all, like among players in the locker room or anything, or is it more just the focus on the Big Ten tournament right now?
I wasn't in the locker room yesterday, so I'm not sure what they're talking about, but I don't think our guys are caught up in it a whole lot. And definitely in watching us work yesterday and how we're communicating, there's purpose to what we're doing, so I'm happy about that.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.